don't know if I should tell you this, but I don't know who may be listening. Don't want to get rid of me. They don't want me here anymore.
Do you think, Michael, do you think it's murder?
Absolutely. You must remember, Michael told me repeatedly that they were going to kill him, that he was going to die.
And who did it?
Undoubtedly, Michael Jackson was one of the most important people in the music world. Unfortunately, Michael Jackson died on June 25, 2009, but his death had always remained suspicious. Theories continued to be produced and defended in the world that Michael Jackson is not dead. The claims of most people are really thought-provoking. I have also researched the best evidence for you. Now let's look at them together. Debt and lawsuits. Even if you are a world star, you can fall into debt from laws and taxes. Michael Jackson has recently seen the difficulties of becoming a celebrity. The lawsuits filed against him were ongoing and he had debts. It would have been a good choice to disappear with the fake it. Ambulance. Let's watch this image allegedly taken a few hours after his death. This video released in America's strangest claims that Michael Jackson is dead. Michael Jackson gets out of the ambulance with his bodyguards. This is what the person who took the video says. This ambulance and the ambulance he was riding in are the same. Funeral. After the funeral, everyone said this is how to the funeral, because his relatives never seemed to have lost their loved ones. There were secret love, as if there were forced efforts to become serious. These images have totally confused minds. Who laughs at his brother's funeral? Dave. Her body was burned at an early age by her father. After the death of Michael Jackson, he appeared on a television show. From those who watched the program, those who knew Michael well were very surprised, because his voice and momentum were like that.
Criminality.
He caused the fire?
Yeah. He is a criminal and he caused all this. I was about 7 years old at the time.
And were you in the hospital?
I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim back and forth. I felt a little tap on my shoulder and I turned around and there was Mike.
Dave was like Michael Jackson.
His Encino house.
I think I was at the Encino house.
To his
Encino house.
Apart from that, Miko, whom he produced for many years, was also on that program. It was meaningless for him to laugh for no reason. In the program, they knew that he was actually Michael, and for this it was considered that he laughed at the situation they were in. Now let's listen carefully.
Very sad. I don't want to go into my medical history because that's something that's private.
and brought me up to Neverland.
I have now combined the voice of Michael Jackson and Dave in the recording you are listening to. Some of you couldn't understand the difference at all while listening. In addition, Dave didn't lose sight of perturbed behavior on the program. The tone of Dave's voice is different in his earlier days.
From my father, and to establish myself as an artist, it was kind of like an artistic decision to do.
Was it really Michael Jackson? And why would you do that? Why would he pretend to be that? As a reason for this sexual harassment case, a lot of lawsuits and debt about. The children he loved so much were no longer untouchable for him.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy? Yeah. Show me where he touched you.
Michael Jackson'ın anını anlatıyorsun. Evet, buyurun.
Ben.
Evet.
Michael Jackson anısı inşallah çocukluğunda değildir.
Of my life, I have only tried to help thousands upon thousands of children to live happy lives. It brings tears to my eyes when I see any child who suffers. I am not guilty of these allegations, but if I am guilty of anything, it is of giving all that I have to give to help children all over the world.
He has previously discussed himself many times for films and clips. A terrible crime appears in an interview. Let's watch carefully.
In front of you, like you're actually in the midst of it. And I was like, nah, I know 3D. He's like, no, listen, we're all seated. So as we, talking, I keep calling the mic. Right, and this little girl hears it. She's like, and she looks over, and I think she recognized him. Like, I don't even think she did. So then when I realized she was peeping, now I start calling him Dave. And I start calling him Dave.
The fact that Michael told a girl who knew him in the school that he was actually there explains everything. The interview was actually revealing a secret that shouldn't have been told. Helicopter. This helicopter was carrying Michael Jackson. The body inside is moving. Footage of getting off the helicopter. And look at the ambulance there. Michael Jackson got out of this ambulance. I think everything is obvious. Shopping mall. Three friends coming out of the mall see him, but his bodyguards immediately cover his face. Birthday party. Michael Jackson family is giving a birthday party to commemorate him, and there is a strange person there. A person that is looking towards him. This is Michael. Michael Jackson loved being with the public. Sometimes we could see him at the grocery store. He would be slightly camouflaged with his hat and clothing. He is glad that people recognize him as such. The same hat and outfit at the birthday party. 5 years later. Another party was held in another place. Daughter of Michael Jackson, Paris Jackson, and his close friend Kendall Jenner held a party. Some family members had a strange person in their video. That person looked just like Michael Jackson. As soon as this person starts video, he turns around and leaves. Why is this person constantly seen around Michael Jackson's family? Or was this really Michael Jackson? That unknown, but he is a legend. Now let's watch her short time.